Hello to you, I'm Gayle King. It's Friday, March 22nd. Friday is always a good day, I think. But did you also know it is World Water Day? And let's think about water for just a second. Most of us, I think, take it for granted. At some point, you're going to need water, use water, drink water at some part of the day. And that's why we wanted to talk about it today with Gary White, who is the CEO and co-founder of water.org. Because for most of us, we do, knock on wood, take it for granted. But for others, water is a necessity. It's a way of life, and it's something that they do not have.
Yeah, it is easy to take it for granted because we do such a great job of getting safe water to all of our homes in the U.S. But around the world, you see this taking a huge toll, both in terms of the number of hours that women have to walk to collect water. Sometimes that's up to 6 hours a day. And then they're getting contaminated water at that from a riverbed or a ditch. And it really affects about 1 billion people who don't have access to water, and about 2.5 billion who don't have access to a toilet.
No, it can be a matter of life and death in some cases, don't you think?
Yeah, it's over 3 million deaths each year because of water-related disease. It's more than malaria, TB, and AIDS combined.
For you, it started out back in 1984. You were a young lad then, but you went to Guatemala.
Yes,
and what happened to you there? What did you see?
Well, I was there as part of a volunteer project to help with construction of a school and training center. But I took a side trip to one of the slums in Guatemala City, and I was struck by the fact that here were people living in these slums where they are taking water from these contaminated barrels. I remember one little girl coming and getting her water from the barrel, collecting it and taking it back to her home, literally walking through sewage down this lane. And to me, to just be, a short flight away from the United States, where we had so much, we'd advanced so far, and yet here in Guatemala, you still see people living like people lived centuries or millennia ago, trying to get this most basic need. And it just didn't make any sense to me.
Now, you and Matt Damon now work together. I remember he had a water organization. Try saying that fast 3 times. You had a water organization. And what did you guys decide? 2 heads are better than 1?
I think so.
And combine forces?
For Matt and I to come together on this, it was really, it was meant to be, right? I think we have such complementary skills in terms of Matt, of course, being this gifted storyteller who can really connect with audiences. And frankly, me, I'm kind of a wonky engineer trying to figure out how do we always do this better and get water to more people faster for a lower price. And so, yeah, we thought, we really clicked, and we had similar missions with the organization. So there was a lot of efficiency to be had by bringing the two together and forming water.org.
So recently he had a news conference, and in typical Matt Damon style, because he has a great sense of humor, he sat there with a straight face and he said, he stood in front of the podium and said, "I will not use the bathroom until." And so in protest, until what?
Until
What's
everyone
the point he's
has
making?
safe water and a toilet. And so, yes, that's definitely the
Is he backed
stick.
up?
So,
should we be worried about Matt Damon?
I haven't checked lately. I did get an email from him yesterday, so I think he's doing okay so far.
No, but he was making a very important point. We're laughing about it. He's making a very important point.
Yes, and the fact is that this is something that is so serious. The fact that really 200 million hours are spent by women walking every day, 443 million school days lost every year because of water-related disease and people walking to get water. And those statistics sometimes just don't cut through.
When you start giving statistics, I worry about people's eyes glazing over. Yeah, we know there's all water, but we have to make sure that people really understand how serious this is. For instance, more people have access to a cell phone than a toilet. How can that be?
Yeah, and I think that's the thing with water.org. What we're trying to do is to create innovation around this. So if we think about how do you find new ways to get water to people instead of just kind of always having a charity-led model. So we've created something that's an innovation called Water Credit that allows women to get access to microloans, maybe $100, so that they can pay for a water connection or a toilet and then repay that loan.
Why do you think people don't totally get it yet? Is it because we do take it for granted and it seems so simple? What do you think?
I think you hit it right there. I think we've had it so long in this country where we don't even think about walking into any city, and walking up to a tap in any city and drinking the water. We're fine with that. So it's not tuned into us in the same way some other diseases are. I mean, we've done a lot of videos over the years, and sometimes we peak at a few thousand views on some of the more talking head PSA videos. But with the toilet strike videos, we're over 6 million views that people are now coming and learning. They're signing up so that they can help them amplify their voice by retweeting messages, capturing their emails, and so on. So we're actually on the front edge of using humor to help bring attention to this as well.
On this Friday, March 22nd, World Water Day, what would you like us to do? What would make you the happiest, Gary White, as we sit here today?
I would love it.
We want to make you happy. We want to make you happy.
Good. Well, thanks, Gayle. I think for me, if people just tune into how much water affects their lives and develop a deeper appreciation for that and connect with that. I think that's the big thing. And then try to connect that to what's happening with the rest of the world in that same context. I think that is really what we need to do, because it's not just about giving another $25 and fundraising. It's about really trying to create this sense of consciousness that we are all connected. And something like water completely binds us all together, and that appreciation for it, I think, here and how we use it can translate into people around the world getting safe water in the long run.
And we can do this. Thank you, Gary. Tell Matt Damon we said hey. It was very nice to see you.
Thank you, Gayle.
It is World Water Day, March 22nd.